All right, so this is the first official video of All Ball Talk, a new YouTube channel that me and my friend are starting. We're all starting a podcast called All Ball Talk, and I figured that with the first rendition and first episode, I figured I would go with nothing better than a QB tier list. I think that it's one of the most debated things about among NFL fans, and I think that there's a lot of differing opinions and how people value quarterbacks and how good they think they are. So let's get into it. All right, so first, Baker Mayfield. Now, obviously, he had the early MVP hype. He looked like a really, really good player. He has been a good player for the last 2 years. I still think he's a good quarterback. Although I'll be honest, guys, since those first quarter, a little more than of the season, he has looked god awful. And you guys have all seen it. He can't complete an explosive pass. He has looked just completely god awful. And honestly, I don't know how to measure that because obviously he's been really good. So this is tough. I still think he's a good, like, I'll be honest, if I was starting a franchise, I still think he's a pretty good quarterback. Like, I would definitely take him. He wouldn't be nearly close to last. I think I would still put him in solid. Yeah. I don't think he's great. Like, I don't think that he's a guy who, when you want a guy to help you win the Super Bowl, like, he's obviously a couple years ago, there was like Jimmy Garoppolo made the Super Bowl, but I think obviously he's much better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know. Like, I think out of 10, I think he's probably like a 7. And I think that's a good quarterback, a quarterback that you're happy to have on your team. There's a reason the Bucks paid him so much money after his first year. And he's a good quarterback. And there's been a lot of O-line issues. He's struggling. He's playing through an injury, which is obviously a huge part. But I will say, it hasn't looked great. Like, it hasn't looked amazing. The Bucks are on a downhill trajectory, but he's still a solid quarterback, in my opinion. Next, we got Bo Nix. This is a tough one because I think he's already a solid starter, but do I think he could be better? He flashed in the Packers game. The Packers game, he was really good, and so that's a tough one. But I don't know. I don't know if he could become a Drew Brees level player. That's a tough one because of Sean Payton. Obviously, Drew Brees, and he kind of plays like Drew Brees, Bo Nix does. Obviously, Bo Nix might not be that good, but I don't know. I think Bo Nix is also a solid starter. I don't know. I think he's established enough to be more than promising, but I don't think he can ever get to that elite status or a top end great guy. I just don't know if he can ever get there. And I think he's a really good quarterback. I just don't know if he can ever be a guy that elevates his team because he's in a Broncos team that has a really good defense. He has okay weapons, but he has a really good play caller, a Hall of Fame coach. So that's a good talk on that one. But I think he's a solid quarterback. Bryce Young. This is a tough one. Obviously, he was benched last year. Dave Canales is hesitant to put the game in his hands. I think he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I think I have to go with promising because he has looked so much better. I mean, he threw for 450 a couple weeks ago. The Panthers are playing good football. He's playing with pretty average weapons. I mean, he is paired with a really good run game, which I'll get to next with Caleb. But it is important to have a complementary offense because a run defense or a good run offense and a good passing offense is much needed. And the fact that the Panthers right now run the ball at a high rate and they run really well with Darnold and Chuba is a reason that Bryce Young the passing game is opened up for him, and he still is a really impactful player when he's playing right now. I mean, he obviously he has a lot of hiccups. He has a lot of really bad plays, a lot of turnover worthy plays. He's not a perfect quarterback, but he's not bad. And I think that in his trajectory right now, I think he's going up, not down, or even midlining. I think he still has a chance to be a good quarterback in the league. I think he can play himself up to solid or maybe even great. I think he could be. He is a really good quarterback, and I'm excited to see what he is in years to come with Tet and Dave Canales. Caleb. This is a tough one. You know, I almost feel like I should have my difference here. Oh, yeah, by the way, I didn't go over this here. So it is elite, a great starter, solid, promising, developing. Promising, developing is like promising. I feel like is the definition of Bryce Young because he's obviously developing, but he looks good while he's developing. Like he's flashing. Developing would more be like J.J. McCarthy, where I think J.J. McCarthy is rookie, not playing well, but he hasn't taken many snaps, so I'll get to that later. But Caleb, he's not a great starter. I would put him at the top of promising because I think he is the only guy probably in this category that I think has the ability to become an elite quarterback. I think he is a really good quarterback, but I think he flashes a lot of plays. He obviously makes a lot of really, really good plays. Again, the run game this year has helped him exponentially because when you have a complementary offense, just like I said with Bryce Young, run game and pass game working together, that is the best thing a quarterback can have because like last year, the Bears, they couldn't do anything on offense. Obviously, I mean, that was just a bad situation, but when you can't do anything in the run game, their teams can either drop back into nickel and drop more DBs when you can't run the ball. They can stack the box. I don't know. Complementary football is so important because it forces the defense to basically prepare for multiple looks. And Ben Johnson has brought that to the Bears. He has brought a squad with an all-around offense. Even though the passing game is lagging behind a little bit, these are two really, really good facets of an offense. And I think that there's a reason the offense has been really good and really explosive. And Caleb creates a lot of those plays. Obviously, he's an escape artist. They call him Iceman. He's super clutch. He flashed a lot of throws. The inaccuracy is a little bit. The completion percentage, in my opinion, is a little overblown because he's had to throw the ball away a lot. Because in a situation where a lot of other quarterbacks are taking sacks, he's getting out of the pocket and throwing it away, or he's going to the sideline and he's firing down the field, and it's a very like a 1% throw, and a lot of quarterbacks aren't taking that chance, or they don't have the ability to get out of the pocket. So that's really the difference with Caleb Williams. I think that he's in that second step where I think if he takes that third step, which he could flash maybe later in the postseason if the Bears do make a run, he can flash that eliteness. I mean, I think he can play. My pro comp ever since going to college is I think he's Aaron Rodgers with less accuracy, but definitely more athleticism. I just think the way that they kind of just the throw power, I think they're similar players, and I think they're both really talented. But I really think that Caleb he's a step away. I think he can get to that elite level. Next year, maybe he can flash in the postseason, and everybody will see it. But he's a really good player, in my opinion. Cam Ward. This is developing because I think that the Titans are obviously dysfunctional as a whole, and he has not been great. Like, he's been a very average starter, in my opinion. I think he's been slightly below average. The first couple of weeks before Chimere DK kind of popped up on the scene, and Tyjae Spears playing better as of late. The O-line is playing better as of late. He was really not a great player, but I think that can go to the offense in general. Like, I'm not selling my stock in Cam Ward. I still think next year he can come back and be a really good player. I just don't think he's flashed enough to be on the promising level, where just like Bryce Young and Caleb. But I still think he is still a talented player, and I think he definitely has. There's a reason this guy was drafted number 1 overall. I mean, he's still a very talented player who, at the end of the day, could end up being a great starter in the league. And I think if the Titans can get a high draft pick, they can trade down. I think if they fill a lot of needs, especially on that O-line, the interior O-line mainly, because I think J.C. Latham, he's turned into a really, really good tackle, like a quality tackle. And I think if you get a few more receivers, weapons, Chikakonkwo, he's pretty good. And once the Titans start filling out this team, just like Caleb did this year, I think he could really gel with a new head coach next year, hopefully, who can unlock his game. C.J. Stroud. This is a tough one, because he's played it well, much better as of late. I think he's solid. I wouldn't put him in great start anymore. I think that the last year, I think he was exceptionally mid. I don't think he was a great player last year. I think he was still a decent player. Obviously, the sophomore slump was true, and this year he hasn't played well the whole year. He's played better as of late. Now the Texans are on this run, but That defense, they do a lot of work. And that offense has not been great. Obviously, that offense is below average O-line. They only have really Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, Jaden Higgins maybe coming on lately, and Christian Kirk's playing better. But Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, I mean, they're okay backs. They're nothing great. But if you watch it, he does miss throws, and he has not looked like a great quarterback. But I still think that there is that level in him that can be really, really good. You know what I mean? There is still that great starter that he was his rookie year in him. And I think really, like, he could completely flip my opinion. If he goes in the postseason, he makes a run, and he ends up being a very good option and a very good quarterback for the Texans to complement that defense. And that's when Dak is a great starter. He has been really good this year. This kind of reminds me of Joe Burrow last year, where he's putting up the stats. Obviously, Dak is lucky. He does have elite weapons. I mean, he has CD and George Pickens, Jake Ferguson. Flournoy's turned into a good starter. He is really good. But when it comes to just throwing the football, he has been absolutely phenomenal. I've been amazed with how well he's played. He has looked really good. And he has been for a little bit. Like, obviously, those years with McCarthy, he was also really good. But he's a talented player, man. And at his best, I do think he is a top 10 starter in the league. I don't think there's even a debate for that. I think that George Pickens and CD are some of the best weapons you can have in the league. Like, they obviously, they make a lot of plays, but you don't see Dak getting bailed out. Like, Dak sits down and he makes throws. Like, this offense is very competitive with, let's be honest, a bottom 5 defense in the league. Eberflus has done a horrific job with no talent. It's just bad on bad. I would say I don't think Eberflus is that bad, but there is no talent on that defense outside of Quinnen Williams, DeMarvion Overshown. The DBs have not been great. Like, there is not much talent on that defense. And they're in games because of Dak and that offense. So, for those reasons, I definitely think Dak is a top 10 quarterback and a great starter in the league nonetheless. Sam Darnold. This is a tough one, because he makes a lot of throws that you're just like, damn, like that there was that 3rd overall pick out of USC. Like, there's a reason this dude went through 3rd overall, but you guys know the meme. Like, he just sees ghosts sometimes. And that's why it's tough. But I think everybody would take him. I think a good amount of people would take him over Stroud right now. I think he's definitely better than Baker right now. I think he's at the top of the solid category. I think you're going to see a lot of solid quarterbacks in this tier because the NFL right now is kind of doesn't have many super elite quarterbacks. Because let's be honest, they have not looked. Quarterback play this year has not been amazing, and I think that Darnold has flashed up really well, and I think he has been a very good player. And I'm impressed with how the Seahawks offense has been, and he makes a lot of throws. Let's not get wrong, but there are just some turnover-worthy plays where you can see the reason that Kevin O'Connell and that Vikings front office was hesitant to go all in on Darnold. And he's a good player, but I don't know if you can really. He's not a reason you win a Super Bowl. Like the Seahawks win the Super Bowl, it's because of that. Basically the new. Well, not really Legion of Boom, but anyway, it's this really great Seahawks defense and JSN and AJ Barner, and the franchise tackles. Sam Darnold's not going to be the reason you win a Super Bowl. I think he's a solid quarterback. I think he's a top of the solid quarterback. I think he's borderline top 10. I think he's a really good quarterback, but is he really? There are things that you can really nitpick on him. Not even nitpick, that you can just see that is not this you don't watch. How many times have you watched Sam Darnold this year and said, wow, he's played a really great game? Probably a little bit, but not the level of Dak. You know what I mean? So I think he's solid, but he's not great. Drake Maye, I know it's just 1 year. He flashed last year. He's definitely a great starter. I don't think he's as good as Dak. I'm not going to let 1 year. Obviously, Jane Daniels last year, I think Jane Daniels is still good, but I think Drake Maye has been. The thing about Drake Maye is any other year, he is not an MVP candidate. He has been really good. Don't get me wrong. Let's be honest. Is he. There's a reason that Matthew Stafford is going to win MVP. Matthew Stafford has an amazing career, or amazing career, but how many other quarterbacks in years past probably blow him out of the world in MVP conversations. I think Allen last year, even Lamar last year too. Those Rodgers MVP years, 100%. I mean, it's just a weak QB year, and Drake May is still playing really well. Like I'm not gonna discredit him. The Patriots are playing really well. They're gonna be a Super Bowl contender. Drake May is a great player. Vrabel's a really good coach, and he's made some crazy throws and really good plays. He's found the perfect balance between being a game manager and making plays. So the way that I would think about that is he controls the game on a down and out basis. Like when the Patriots say, "Hey Drake May, go make a play," he makes a play. So for those reasons, like he is a really good player. And I think we just need to see him be the reason that the Patriots win more. Like I think the other night, he was the reason they won. Like he led that comeback against the Ravens. Like he's a good player. But I just want to see more games of that before I can really put him in the elite category, despite him being an MVP candidate this year. So, yeah. On to Justin Fields, man. Hates me to say it because he's replacement level. Like, there's a reason this guy just cannot land a job. Like, that Jets, he wasn't great with the Jets. Like, let's be honest. He was not a good quarterback. Like, he just doesn't see the field. He's so athletic. And with the Bears, he flashed so much. Like, there's a reason Poles traded down instead of taking Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. But guess what? Justin Fields, just like, if you can't throw the football in the NFL, you're not meant to. And he can throw the football, but if you can't read a defense, if you can't spread the ball around the field, if you can't find open receivers on open concepts, then you're not going to survive in the NFL. And honestly, Justin Fields, as athletic as he is, as hardworking as he is, some things just don't change, man. And it sucks to see it, but he has not been good this year at all. And I don't know if he gets another starting job. Flacco, this is a tough one. You know what? Here, I'm gonna add another one. I'm gonna add. Oh shit! Hold on. I'm gonna add good backup. Because let's be honest, Joe Flacco, if he's your backup, you're fine with it. Like he's a good backup. He showed that with the Bengals, the Browns. Like he is a talented like backup. He can win you a few games. Like he can keep you afloat. Like he's a good quarterback. Or no, I wouldn't say good quarterback, but he's a good backup. He can throw the football still. He's old, but he can read a defense. Like he's a fine player. Like I don't think there's any more than that. Like he's never gonna be a starter in the NFL again. But you know what? Your quarterback gets hurt. You need him for 4 games. He's a guy who go 2-2 in those games. He can keep you afloat. So I think for those reasons, he's a good backup. Nothing more. Geno. This is a tough one. So I gotta add another one. You know what? I gotta add a below average starter because this is what Geno is. You know, Geno is a below average starter. Oh crap. Oh, what the hell did this just happen? Alright, hold on. Let's Geno down here. Alright. Geno, I'll be honest, man, he's not the Raiders, they're gonna clean house. There's no possible way they can go into next year keeping this exact same team. Geno is not a good quarterback. The Seahawks moved off him at the right time. Pete Carroll, I think, just wanted his guy to try to transition to a new guy in 2026. But Geno has not been great. I mean, he has not been where Seahawks, he was a game manager, but he was a really good game manager. Like, he would win games for the Seahawks. He'd make big plays. We didn't say any of that. He throws a lot of interceptions, and he is not going to be the Raiders quarterback next year. But I don't know. Hats off. He had a good career. All right, Justin Herbert. I think he's better than Dak. I think he makes a ton of plays. I think that I see Justin Herbert as Drake May's ceiling. I think that Drake May is like, he's kind of like that Justin Herbert archetype where Justin Herbert, man, he is good on a down and down basis, but there are plays where this dude just goes Superman. I mean, he has some scramble drills. He has a huge arm. He makes a ton of deep ball throws, layered throws in the middle area, in the middle of the field. Herbert is a very good player, and I think that if he was on the Chargers, I mean, he's keeping the Chargers afloat. That Chargers team has no Joe Alt and no Rashawn Slater. That O-line just lets people walk right by them. And Herbert is helping them win games against good defenses too. Like, he's played the Chiefs. He played the Texans today, which that obviously didn't go well. But he has been a solid player. Or not solid. He's been a great player. I think if you asked 10 franchises, if you had a fantasy draft of quarterbacks, I think that Herbert probably goes 7 or 8. Maybe 6. Maybe he goes top 5. I mean, he has all the physical traits in the world. He's shown everything that you really want, except he doesn't have he does have the clutch factor, actually. He's actually has been pretty good with the clutch factor, but there is something a little bit missing with Justin Herbert, but I think he's a great starter. And I think that he is for sure a top 7 or 8 quarterback in the league. I think he's Drake May's ceiling. I think that he makes a ton of big plays when they need it. He can manage the game on a down and out basis. And he's a really, really good starter, man. Jalen Hurts. All right. So I think Jalen Hurts goes right in front of Baker, but behind Stroud. Jalen Hurts, man. When this Eagles team isn't elite on that O-line, man, it just shows Jalen Hurts' weaknesses. And he did not play good football. Jalen Hurts right now, he has never been the reason the Eagles are winning, but he's never been a weakness. Right now, with the O-line being a weakness, he has become a weakness too. He is not making plays under pressure. He's not beating teams with his arm. And he just flat out has not looked good. There is no reason that Jalen Hurts should not be running the ball at an insane amount with how dysfunctional this run game has been. When they couldn't get Saquon going, try to get Jalen Hurts going. Because you can't get A.J. Brown going either because A.J. Brown's being a diva. You know what I mean? There is no reason that Jalen Hurts should not be a consistent contributor in the run game in every game. Now, granted, he has not been a good player at all, and he's sort of made the Eagles a little bit one-dimensional in the fact that he is not throwing the ball well. He's seeing ghosts just like Sam Darnold does. He is throwing a lot of interceptions, having a lot of turnovers, and his play has just been, frankly, below average. But clearly he is a guy you can win a Super Bowl with, which is why I think he isn't solid, and I think that he can never win you a Super Bowl single-handed. He's not Josh Allen. He's not even the level of Dak Prescott, but he's still a talented player. And the Eagles, they should not move off him. And they paid him a lot of money. Maybe that was a mistake, but they did find a good quarterback. And I don't know if you want to move off a good quarterback when you have so much talent on the roster otherwise. But I will say Jalen Hurts is not, right now, he's definitely not a plus. Right? He's not elevating the team. And so I think he's solid, but I think he's not hurting the team, but he's not helping the team. He is hurting the team a little bit. He sold that Chargers game. That was completely on him. But in a regular game, he has not sold the team. He just hasn't been helping the team, really. Jared Goff. This is a tough one because I think he's still really good. I think he goes at the top of solid. I think he's at the back end of the top 10. I think he's still a really good quarterback. I don't know. Because the problem with Goff is he's so one-dimensional. And, in this modern NFL, you don't want a quarterback who can't run. But Jared Goff, his processing is just out of this world. He has been a really, really good quarterback in terms of throwing the football, which is why he's really, really solid. But we haven't seen Goff in a big game. We haven't seen Goff play really well in a big game. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of going to hurt the Lions. He played well against Commanders last year. I'll give it to him. But I've seen many games this year where Goff has had some very, very timely turnovers that have just kind of messed the Lions up. And I think that he has been a reason that the Lions have lost multiple times. There's been full offensive dysfunction with the Lions that I think wasn't realized that would actually be caused a lot more with Ben Johnson gone. I think there is a lot more offensive dysfunction than was originally thought, but still, though, part of that falls on Jared Goff, though. Jared Goff has not been a great quarterback this year. I think he's thrown for a lot of yards because they're down a lot of games, and their running game surprisingly has not been very good. But I don't know. I just don't think that he elevates your team that much. I think he elevates your team a little bit, just like Darnold, and Stroud. They elevate the team a little bit. They're not minuses at all. But do they really enhance the game like a Dak or a Justin Herbert? No. I don't think that's true with Jared Goff. Jane Daniels, I think you still got to put him in the injuries are bad, man. I think he's still in front of the solid category. I still think he's better than Goff. I'd still rather have Jane Daniels than Goff, Stroud, and Darnold. But I'll be honest, man, the injuries scare me because he's 6'4", 180, 190. He's thin. He's really, really thin. And the injuries, all the worries with injuries, Commanders fans can kind of bitch all they want, but it's been true. He has not lived up to it all. Or he has lived up to it. The injuries have been a major concern. That, how many other quarterbacks break their... it's kind of freak injury. But the ankles, he's been fragile legs. He's been injured probably in 3 different spots this year. And that was a big worry with Jane Daniels coming out and after last year. But when he's healthy, fully healthy, he is a great starter. But I think I'm bumping him down to solid because there are durability issues. So that's why. But we haven't seen much of him. They obviously shut him down this year, and I think that's the right decision. J.J. McCarthy, this is the perfect for developing. He has now looked like Cam Ward. This is basically his rookie season. He has looked awful. He has looked god-awful. But he hasn't looked terrible. Why am I saying that? He looks god-awful. Reading the defense has been a real struggle for him. I meant his running and scrambling game has not been awful. I think he's actually ran the ball pretty well, but it's not a running back. And he's missed a lot of throws. And he's been throwing a lot of interceptions. The last couple of weeks, ever since Kevin O'Connell said he was dumbing down the playbook, he has looked much better. And I'll give him that. He has been a much better player. And I think that he has turned himself into quite an average starter over the last couple of weeks. He's flashed a little bit. So overall, I think the Vikings they're kind of forced to go in next year with him, which I think is interesting because I don't think he's great, but I don't know if he can be the franchise guy. If you think about how many quarterbacks have had this rocky of a start to their career and still end up being good quarterbacks. Respect, though, I don't think his confidence is shot. I still think he's playing with confidence. I just think that he's not playing good football. Now he's playing decent football. And I think that maybe this could be a step in the right. This is definitely a step in the right direction because before he looked like the worst quarterback in the league. It was awful, but now he has not looked that bad, and I'll give it to him. He's better. He's developing. Kevin O'Connell is a good quarterback, so we'll see. It's the only time we'll tell on J.J. McCarthy. Joe Burrow is elite. When healthy, he makes throws that other quarterbacks just simply don't make. It is. I think I'm gonna bump. I think Caleb elevates the game more than Jalen Hurts, Baker, and Bo Nix. Now that I think about it, I think he's promising, but I think he elevates the game more than them. Now that I think about this. But anyway, Joe Burrow, he makes throws that other quarterbacks don't make. He is unbelievable with his accuracy, his precision, his timing. Obviously, he has really good weapons, but he is... I don't know if he's in Cincinnati much longer. That was a very weird He had some weird comments a couple weeks ago. But I think Joe Burrow, when he is on, he can run with the best of them. I think he's as talented as Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. He's a really good player, man. Like not much more to say except for the arm talent is top 3 in the league, maybe even top 2. Jordan Love, hates me to say as a Bears fan, but Jordan Love, he is a really good starter. I put him in the back end of that. You know what? I don't know. Is he great though? I think he's better than Jordan or Jared Goff. Like I'd rather have Jordan Love than Jared Goff, but Jordan Love is kind of a game manager. Like I don't know. He makes throws. I know I'll give it to him. He has the accuracy. He has crazy accuracy. He's really good. He's really big. He can run a little bit. You know, his precision. He throws the ball well. And I think he's elevating the Packers team in a way that other quarterbacks aren't. Like I think he's more of an advantage for the Packers than Darnold is for the Seahawks. I think that's fair to say. Although I will say how good Malik Willis is looking does kind of put a stain on Jordan Love. You know, I'm gonna bum Jordan Love down. I think he's back in top 10. Don't get me wrong. Like I think he's still a really good quarterback, but I don't know. There's just something missing with Jordan Love. I think there's like this like you don't see superstar in Jordan Love. Like he doesn't look like a great player. Like he's a really really solid player. Like he can win you some games, but I hesitate because I don't think he impacts the game like Dak or Justin Herbert. I don't know. Josh Allen, best quarterback in the league. Not even a conversation. Josh Allen is 100% the number 1 quarterback in the league. What can I say? He's an MVP. He single-handedly led the comeback against the Patriots. These scramble drills, like he gets out of the pocket and he throws a dart, a deep ball. It's unbelievable. Like he just makes. There are some games I watch Josh Allen play and I think, is that even real? Like it's unbelievable. Kyler Murray, I'll be honest, I'll put him in average. He is not. I don't think he's been solid. Like he has not been good. I think he just needs a fresh start because we've seen it with other quarterbacks that just need fresh starts. I think Kyler's gotta be one of them. Like he has not been great. He's looked better, but I don't know. I think he's still a talented player. Like don't get me wrong, but something just hasn't clicked with the Cardinals. He has not been very good. He's been probably the definition of average. I don't know. But Lamar, I think he's still an elite quarterback. Like he has looked weird, but he's been battling injuries all year. He is still. I think there is oh crap. Hold up. I think there is still a group of elite quarterbacks, which obviously Mahomes is gonna be in here. Lamar is still really good when healthy. He has not been fully healthy this year. This Ravens offense has been dysfunctional. The O-line hasn't been great. Like, this team in general has not been great. But Lamar is still a really good quarterback. And let's be honest, Lamar, he should have won MVP last year. Like, he's still a really good player. And you can tell when a player hasn't been very healthy when he's not using his best trait, which for Lamar is his run, like his scrambling and how he's incorporated into the run game. And he has not been doing that much because he's completely playing on a hurt hamstring. But he's still a talented player nonetheless. And he's still really good. Mahomes, this might be a hot take, but I actually think he is at the end. I actually think he's behind Burrow. Like, I'll be honest, I think Burrow's a better quarterback than him. And that's probably a hot take. That's definitely a hot take. But I think he's actually fallen behind Burrow and Allen. Like, I think Allen has jumped him for a little bit now. But I think that Mahomes, man, maybe it's the offense. You know, maybe it's this Chiefs offense that they built with just speedsters. But Mahomes hasn't been good, man. And he's not been the player that we've all been used to. Like, he hasn't been great. All right. Penix? I don't know. I'll put him in developing because he's gonna get another year. Like he has not definitely better than JJ McCarthy, but he has not flashed at all. And you drafted a 24-year-old quarterback who battled multiple torn ACLs, met tons of injuries in college, and then he has another knee injury in the NFL. Like does that not worry you at all? Like this Falcons front office has done a horrific job. You know, they took 2 swings at a quarterback in one offseason, probably swung and missed at both. But Penix still has the arm talent. Like when he's healthy, you know, I think he's a good system quarterback. You know, he has all the weapons in the world. He looked okay. I think he's pretty good, you know, but the injuries worry me. Like this guy's torn his ACL 3 or 4 times. Like going back 7 years. You know, it's tough because I think he's talented. I think he has the arm talent of anybody in the league. But like, I don't know. If he stays healthy, he could be an above average quarterback. Also, I don't see that kind of star level talent with him. I think that there's something off, but he's not great. The situation right now is not great, and it's looking murky for the Falcons because Penix is an injury-prone quarterback who hurt his knee again, and there's not much more to say, other than the fact that I think that it's going to be an issue for the Falcons and him. Brock Purdy, I think he's solid. I think he's better than Darnold. Do I think he's better than Goff? No, I don't think he's better than Goff. I think that he's definitely better than Darnold, though. Like in the fact that the run game is a multiplier. Like Purdy, he's a very accurate. You know, he throws the anticipation. He's a Shanahan quarterback. What I mean by that is he completes the quick game really well. He is talented. Like in his he can throw those. You know, Shanahan schemes a lot of wide open looks, but he throws good short intermediate passes that I think that other quarterbacks struggle with. Example, Caleb Williams. And Brock Purdy is a talented player who nonetheless is definitely the best version of a game manager, in my opinion. Like, I think that, does he really elevate that much? No, but as when he's not making mistakes, he's playing like a top 10 level quarterback in the NFL, but there are some games where he does make mistakes, and those times he looks like a bottom 5 quarterback in the NFL. Like, he looks really bad when he's turning the ball over, but when he's not turning the ball over, he looks and throws with poise, second to none. Anthony Richardson, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll just go. Right now, he was really bad. I think he's worse than Fields. Here. I think Russ retire. Like I actually don't think Russ. Actually, never mind. Russ should retire, but he's not a bad backup. Like he's still a decent player. Like he's not terrible. But Anthony Richardson, on the other hand, I don't know, man. He has the traits. He's not gonna put it together. Like he is who he is. Like I'm sorry, he is who he is. The accuracy issues are there. I think the Colts are might be forced to run with him next year. But he now had an orbital fracture, which is concerning that he can't see the field. But he makes these deep throws, and then he can't hit a 5-yard stick route. Like it's unbelievable. Like I don't know. I can't get much time because I don't think he'll ever start in the NFL again. Like maybe he will a couple of games, but I don't know. Rodgers has played like a very average quarterback. I think he's been better than Kyler Murray. I shouldn't move this. I'm going to move this over. I think he's better than Kyler. But Aaron Rodgers is making plays. Like he makes the plays he needs to make. Like the Steelers' offense is nickel and dime. They're going to nickel and dime you down the field. Then they're going to score a touchdown. Rodgers made plays most of the time when he's needed to. He's had a couple of stinkers this year. But overall, has he been a bad quarterback? No. He hasn't been a bad quarterback. Like that's what it comes down to. So he's been perfectly average here. And for a 41-year-old, that is very good. Like that, I'll take that from Aaron Rodgers in year whatever. Tyler Shuck, promising, 100%. Tyler Shuck Small sample size, but he's looked really good, man. And Kellen Moore is a good coach. Like Tyler Shuck, I was not expecting this run, like his running ability to really create such havoc. Like he had those read option runs for touchdowns against it wasn't the Bucks, it was someone else, but regardless, or I think it was the Panthers. Regardless, Tyler Shuck, he's looked really good. Like he's been with a void of weapons, like not many weapons in New Orleans right now. I thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and they might get their way to 6 wins, which is unbelievable. Like, or 5 wins. Like Tyler Shuck, man, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Like I'm impressed, but yeah, it's been interesting. Like he's been a good player. So I'm excited to see where this goes into next year. Stafford, this is gonna sound really weird not to call Stafford an elite quarterback. You know what? I have to. You know, he is a top 5 quarterback. I think they're all elite. Like I think that Stafford's at the back end of this, but the arm talent at year 17, I think. Year 17, amazing. Like he's there's a reason he's winning MVP. Now, even though I said earlier I don't think he would be the MVP last year or even a couple years ago, he's been really good. Like I've been really impressed. Like the arm talent, he has the weapons, but you know what? You can't change the situation you're in. And he's been really, really good. He's been a plus for the Rams. He's looked amazing. And he makes throws that a lot of quarterbacks don't make. And he reads defenses like no other. The arm talent has been insane since he was. There's a reason this dude number 1. You know what I mean? Like the throws that he makes are next level. Like it's absurd. But Trevor Lawrence, this is an interesting one. I would put him in front. Oh, I can't do that. I'd put him behind Jane Daniels. Yeah, I think this looks good. I think that he's been a really good quarterback. I think he's talented. I think he is a good quarterback nonetheless. I think that he is not a great starter. I think Liam Cohen has unlocked a great starter, but we've seen this for about 5 or 6 games. Like, I'm not going to put all my eggs in the basket of Trevor Lawrence. Like, the accuracy issues, we'll see if they're fully fixed. Like, he's still a good quarterback. But, like, the accuracy has been a huge issue. That looks cleaned up. I will say, the thing that I've been most impressed with Trevor Lawrence lately is the out-of-structure ability the improvisation has been phenomenal. Like, Trevor Lawrence has looked like who we thought he was at Clemson. Like, he's been really good. And I think that he has been, the issue with him has been actually, I think it's been coaching. Like, I really do. Like, he came in and he was stuck with Urban Meyer, and then who couldn't even last full season. Then he gets was Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, I mean, he Carson Wentz had the 1 year where he won the Super Bowl with, but he tore his ACL. Now is Carson Wentz, like, he didn't develop like that. That's honestly, that's Doug Peterson's fault. Like, he couldn't develop someone who had an MVP type of year. Like, it's bizarre to me that Carson Wentz couldn't become anything better than a honestly average quarterback, maybe below average. I think it's weird, but I think Liam Cohen has unlocked something in Trevor Lawrence. So I'm very impressed. Tua, man, I think Tua's average. I think that Tua is a top 32 quarterback in the league. Behind Rodgers, behind Kyler, honestly, but he's a top 32 quarterback in the league. Like, I'm not gonna say he's not, but he's not great. He's not, man. Tua, there are some throws that you're just like, what the hell am I watching? Like, what the hell am I watching? Like, Tua could be so much better. Like, we saw Tua's ceiling in Miami in the year where every throw was on time, perfect timing. He doesn't have arm strength. He can't really get out of the pocket, but he'll land a job. Like, he's not bad. Like, he has accuracy. You know, like, the contract is unbelievable. Like, in hindsight, who ever thought in Chris' career, holy shit, who would pay Tua that much money? Like, I know he was coming off a good year, but you paid him top level money, and that's just unbelievable to me. Rattler, we don't need to spend any time on him. He's replacement level. He got benched. He's gone. Just like these two. They're not playing another snap. And end off, Daniel Jones. I think he is a solid starter. I think he is at the absolute end. But he showed it with the Colts this year. He's solid. He's fine. Not enhancing your team that much, but he makes plays. He makes enough to complement JT in that run game. He makes enough plays to spread the ball around to the playmakers. I think he gets re-signed with the Colts. I think that I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm interested to see what the Colts sign him on because he's a talented quarterback. But I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird situation because the Colts are stuck in limbo at quarterback. But Daniel Jones played well for them. So I think he gets re-signed, and I think they check to see. I think they're just going to see it out if he can make it back before the season starts. But I think they have to bring in competition. Not even competition. They just need to bring in a safety valve if he's not ready. But nonetheless, he's a solid quarterback. Like, he's fine. Like, I think he's had the career rejuvenation that a lot of other quarterbacks have had, and I think he's a solid player. But, yeah, so that's it with the list. Again, so I think this puts me at, these are all perfectly ranked. So I think that these 5 are elite. Like, these guys, I would have anywhere. So I guess I have Herbert as the 6th best quarterback. That sounds right to me. Dak 7. That sounds right to me. Drake Maye 8 after the. That sounds right to me. Obviously, it's my list, but I think the weirdest thing is having Caleb 16th because Caleb, there's been a lot of issues, but I think he is top half of the league quarterback. Like, he's still a good quarterback, but there's a lot of quarterbacks stuck in mediocre to above average play right now. And I think it's an issue and I think this just means that in the next coming years that there are going to be guys who make the jump and guys who fall back down. Like Caleb, I would see a guy like Caleb. I see CJ Stroud, Jane Daniels making the jump to great starter, whereas I could see Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, and Jalen Hurts making the step down to average or below average. You know what I mean? So it's the NFL. Everything's changed on a year-to-year basis. New players come in who light the world up, but we'll see. But anyway, that's the end of the first video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. It's first episode of All Ball Talk, a new channel that me and my friend have made, and hope you like the content. So I'll see you guys.